Hey internet, today is Sunday. Hopefully I plan on this video going out today pretty much. Anyway, we'll see if that happens. In the last video, some of you said that I didn't go into in depth enough with the OBD Eleven tool, so I want to do that in this video. And I just want to also take the opportunity to say thank God for aircon, because it is hell out there, and by hell, I'll show you this. So this is the temperature today, which I don't know if you can see that, but it's about 36. I don't really like the heat being from Eastern Europe, but that's why I'm indoors. That's why we have aircon. So I've plugged in the OBD Eleven tool into its diagnostic port. Down here, there it is. It's flashing its little blue color. I'm good to go. It's very hot in here. Just gotta use my Victorinox camera holder. Hopefully that nothing falls. I gotta turn the car on for this because it's not something I want to do with the car off. And the car's saying it's 38 degrees. So some of the basics of how to program your car. Let's do one of the ones that will, I think, help everyone. So the traffic TMC, traffic management control. I think what it stands for. So we open the app, we go connect, it's going to search for all the Bluetooth devices. We'll click on the Bluetooth device and wait for that to connect. Sometimes it takes a few seconds connecting, I got no idea why. Come on, you can do it. Oh, a minute in this case. There we go. Alright, so that's connected. We click on the car, and so we want to turn on TMC. So then we go into control units, and I'd highly recommend don't do anything with the engine one. Especially don't go into long coding without really knowing what you're doing, because your car, you could like, in long coding, you'll see what comes up on the screen. You do not want to touch any of this stuff, because it's not gonna, it potentially, you could really screw the engine. And there's a little disclaimer message, and this is it, and all these little ticks on various screens. So that's why I say stay away from that screen unless you really know what you're doing. But to turn on the traffic management, we are looking for 5F, which is multimedia. We go into there, and then we go into adaptations, and like, I wish this list was at least put in alphabetical order, but it's just anything's anywhere. Anyway, TMC, so click on that one. Just wait for that to load, and you see currently it's got 1024 because that's what it is for Australia. You can pretty easily find what it is for your country. Just Google OBD Eleven TMC and your country, it'll come up. I think 1024 is also for the Balkans. Normally it'll have a 0 here, and you input your code 1024, hit OK, and then hold down the green tick, and it'll say adaptation accepted, and you've programmed your car. The second thing you have to do to get this TMC working is in your radio. I don't know why it's in the radio, it just is in the radio. So if we click on the radio here, and I never use the radio, I don't even like sport that much, but anyway, we're going to settings. So this traffic TP traffic program needs to be ticked, and in advanced settings, this DAB traffic announcements, I don't think you actually need DAB traffic announcements. I think this is something else that's used in other countries, but I've ticked it anyway. So that's how you do that one, and then you'll have the map system show you where the little traffic jams are. If the little you'll notice sometimes TP will be crossed out on your screen, especially when you go into regional rural areas, and that's because there is no coverage. If you go on Sooner Traffic, I can't remember what their website is, but they do have a link to a coverage map on there, and that shows pretty much where you can expect to receive traffic updates. Anyway, now that we are done with that, let's say you want to turn on the auto high beam light. So for that, there's two ways of doing that. One way, which I call the lazy way, which is the way I've done it, is by going into apps and just paying to get it done. So you'll notice each one of these options on the top right side has, it's either 10 credits or where's some of the other ones that are more like mirror link in motion, which means your screen here will play video when you're driving. Probably don't do that because it's illegal, and I think the fines are pretty big for that. But yeah, and bottom right corner all the way at the bottom here, it's showing I have 78 credits left on my account. You do get a free credit every time you open the app, so if you want easy and cheap and you don't want to buy the Pro Pack that gives you credits, you can just open the app every day until you get enough credits. The second way, which is the free and hard way of doing it, is through long coding, and there's a lot of forums out there which will tell you this is what you need to do to get it done through long coding. Even I, as someone that works in IT and is pretty comfortable with technology and computers, I just don't want to fiddle around with that long coding because that could end badly, and it's too much time, not for me. But the lazy way, damn it, I hit refresh on this anyway. So we'll scroll down to where it, you can also turn off, like if you want to drive without your seatbelt and you don't like that beeping that the car gives you, or the sensor in the, the sensor in the little buckle is broken and it constantly beeps, you can go here, and currently it's set to the EU standard. Then there's, actually I don't know what the USA standard is, but I definitely don't want to turn that off. Okay, so EU, continuous seatbelt warning. USA, seatbelt warning repeats 6 times and stops. There you go. So let's not touch that. Central locking with ignition. Well, this is the one that I do plan to turn on today. So what it allows me to do is leave the car running, walk out with the key, lock the car, and the car is still running, aircon's working, but car's locked. Technically, someone could break a window and steal your car, but I wouldn't do this and go on a 2-hour shopping trip. I would do this if I was jumping into the corner store for a minute. I wouldn't do this if I was in a dodgy suburb. You get the idea. So currently it's set to off, and it tells me here this application allows to activate central locking with key when ignition is on or engine is running. Perfect. Especially perfect in this heat, which is why I want it. So we'll go to on. Top right of the screen, it's telling me it's going to cost 10 credits, so my balance on the bottom right should deduct once I apply this. So I'll hold down the green button, and it's going to tell me success. So we'll test that out in a second. But comfort turn signals, so that's currently like when you move the indicator, it'll click 3 times and stop. You can change it up to 5 times. That's another thing I've got no desire in changing. But the one I used was high beam memory. So this is that it remembers you've put high beams in auto mode, and it'll stay in auto mode once you shut the car off, start it next time, and all that. So here it tells you have to be traveling over 37 miles per hour, which it'll be on the screen what it is in kilometers, I don't know. And so there's that one, high beam memory, and high beam assist, and this one costs 100 credits. So this is the big one, but you can do this through long coding, but you don't really want to do it through long coding. Just pay the credits. It's the easiest way. And yeah, there's a lot of other things you can do on here. Autofold Mirrors, the car does that already. Window function with remote, so this means you can hold the unlock key and it'll lower windows, hold the lock key and windows go up, but this was on by factory, so yeah, it's not really something I care about either way. When are you going to lower windows in Queensland? Whatever. Refuel quantity in dashboard. This is another interesting one. So it'll essentially tell me how many liters I need to, well, how many liters can I fit in the fuel tank. I suppose it's an interesting one to have. Let's enable that one as well. Is that going to accept it? Hopefully it will. It's thinking about it a lot. So see, it says function, I think, cancelled, engine RPM too high. So it means this is one of those where I need to turn the car off, turn the ignition on, and now we'll try and success. So for some of these, I think I might have said in a previous video, you either need to have the ignition on or car running for it to work. Either way. You know, if it doesn't work with one, test it with the other. One of the ways will work. The camera's getting a bit hot. And in history here, you can see, you know, what you've done, all that good stuff. The other thing in this app, you've also got workshop. So when your car's out of warranty, or you want to service it yourself, you can reset the oil. Will reminder beeps and messages through here. So really, you just have the option of reset. Hold the green button, and yeah, it's reset. Brake pad replacement. This also costs 10 credits, as you can see, but yeah, I'll use this at some point. Here, should have mentioned. It also says it must open the calipers for you or something, because it does tell you connect the battery charger before using this function. So yeah, okay, that's good to know. Manuals, and under these manuals you'll find a lot of these tweaks you can do. This Kodiaq wasn't here when I was doing mine. Unfortunately, the Kodiaq is there, but sort of you can see just above the green plus, it has a German flag, and the one above it's, I think it's a Spanish flag, then the Russian for the Cyrillic writing of Kodiaq. So what that means is you're going to get stuff that you're not going to be able to read, because it's, well, unless you speak German or one of these languages. But the good news is a lot of adaptations are same for whether it's a Golf or a Kodiaq. So you click on the Golf one, and if you read through, like, there's enable traffic information, it guides you through that in there. So once you get this device, I strongly recommend like this manual as your starting point, and anything else you're interested in, just Google it. There is a wealth of information out there. There's probably more things I can enable in this car that I haven't even seen, but maybe one day I'll run into them. So that's about it, I think. So with buying this thing, with Corona having screwed up, let's say, the logistics of the world, I'm dying from heat. You can get this OBD11 like little dongle on Amazon now. It is about $30 dearer than buying directly from Estonia or wherever it is. I can't remember that either. Heat's getting to me. But if you buy it through Amazon today, they're telling you can have it by Christmas. So you pay for convenience. It is coming out of the US, and at least Amazon will get it here. I don't know what the international situation is with Corona. I know packages, anything I order from Europe generally takes about 8 weeks now, or US is between 4 and 6 weeks, depending. But of course that depends which country you're ordering from. So before I end the video, let's just make sure I can lock the car with the engine running, and then that will be it, I think. God, this camera's got to be up around 40 degrees. It's not good for the camera. I love this feature. People freak out when I do this. It's one of those things people freak out for. I just have to take the keys. Alrighty. Okay, so it's not going to lock if I touch it on the door. Okay, car locked. Will this door open? I'm not going to try the boot because they'll probably open. Oh no, it won't. Even though you got your key in your pocket, the boot won't open, which is actually good. So there we go. I made my car be able to be locked with the engine running. It's actually quite good. Now I can finally come to a cool car after I've gone to my corner shop. We are really living in the future now. Thanks for watching.